go nothing. Here goes nothing. Here we go. We got it. YouTube, it's been a while. I haven't been real busy working on tractors and stuff, but I've been busy in the sense of just trying to work on yard stuff and just spring cleanups and stuff like that. So I haven't done much on the tractors, but I have done some off-camera stuff that I just want to catch you guys up on. But you know, what was taking most of my time over the last couple weeks is just organizing around the shed, trying to keep stuff organized. So I'll show you what, you know, what so I did get the HH120 back together. A lot of it I just did off camera. I just, you know, I little time here and there, just didn't have the time to set up the camera, but basically went in, replaced the gasket around this face, the oil seal. I modified, this is a for those of you guys, this is a like a $12 carb off of Amazon. So I had to modify it for it to work. I had it on last year, but it still wasn't fitting right. So there was a little post that stuck out here that really wouldn't allow you to tighten this down, regardless of whether it was a nut or a bolt. It was really kind of a stupid design, but I cut off, there's a little bit of aluminum that I cut off. I don't know if you can see it right there. So I can get the, now I can tighten it down the way I should. Last year I did that. Basically just brazed the old piece from the old Walbro right on top of that, so it pulls from the right side. The choke, I had to bend it over like this because it's again opposite of what the Walbro was. So in order for it to clear around the elbow, it's gotta bend it a little bit. But so the piston was replaced with a standard piston. Everything was in spec, so I don't know what was the issue with the other piston, in the sense of I think just the rings were just bad. So I just basically replaced the piston, replaced the rings, honed it out. Now I'm just going back and putting everything together. Oil seals are already replaced, so the engine's done and ready to you know, to test out again. But before I do that, I'm working on my starter. So I got a starter kit from rebuild starter kit from I Save Tractors. So I'm gonna replace the brushes, springs, and bearings. This bearing does not want to come off right now, so I have to figure out, do I leave it, or do I just leave it, or do I try to take it off? Hopefully I won't damage anything trying to take it off, but that's where I am. I'm gonna try using this Harbor Freight Pittsburgh something tools or something for bearing splitter. So I'm gonna try this, see if this works. Hopefully I don't break anything. So it should hopefully just pop it straight off. There we go. That worked. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. Let's clean that up. All right, kind of a moment of truth here. I'm gonna test out the starter. I did the quick check to see, you know, you hit it with power and then you quickly hit it here to see if it stops for make sure you have the field. But now I'm going to check to see if I still have everything wired up correct. Oh crap, I just realized it. Oh no, that's right. Thought that was behind it, but I want to make sure I have the ignition system wound up. But I'm going to have to just basically, since this is sitting on the bench, I'm going to have to lean a little bit on here to make sure it actually pulls the engine. So let's try it out. Hopefully we'll see some spark. Where's that? Is that visible? Is that, oh, I can see it. There it is. Let me move a little closer. All right. Let's go nothing. Here goes nothing. Here we go. We got it. Of course, it still spins. I don't know why. Maybe why it doesn't seem to grip that well. This happened before. I don't know. I'm assuming the belt seems like the right size. I don't know if it needs to be a little bit longer so it drops and adds more, you know, leverage from the motor. But anyways, well, bonus. So we got that's running, or not running, but we got spark. So we're good. We're good. So all right. Right. Now that I'm got the engine running and the starter's done, so now it's to hop back on the loader and finish drilling out the frame and get it mounted by bolts rather than just tack welded. So that's what we're on to now. These holes drilled, so you could basically fit the half 13 bolt. I noticed the other one. I don't know if you can see it over there. That one is probably through the edge. So stupid ass me didn't really give it enough meat. So this one's fine, as you can see from the edge right there. But stupid me on the other one. I'll have to see how much of a once I take it off, see if it's broken through. If not, I'm gonna have to figure something out. But maybe once I get it back on, I will tack weld that side. But so that side's done. So plan is now to take the loader off, be able to drill the back ones over there. Drill those on this side and the other side because I can't. I don't think I could fit the drill with this here. So time to get the loader off again. Alright, that was a little more of a chore taking it off than I expected. Just tough to do it on the gravel, and that lift is not meant for gravel. I got it off, no one hurt. I think looking at where I drilled that stupid hole over there, which broke through, I didn't realize when I drilled it last year. I think the plan now is to, instead of taking it off, I'll just brush it up, re-weld it in place, and then put the bolts in just for good measure. And I'll just leave this frame welded up real good in place. It's just tack welded now, but just weld it up good in place and just leave it be part of the tractor permanently. Well, until I want to grind it off. But all right, so let's start tackling these holes. So actually, before I drill those second holes, I think I'm going to check out the steering, see if I actually can make it work with the way that crossbar is. Basically, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if it's dark. Let me see. Right there. So where that, see that? See how it passes in front of that bar? So it hits it. So when I turn to the left, it's fine. When I turn to the right, it stops like right there. So need to take a look at that and figure that out first before I actually commit to drilling these back holes. All right, after looking at it for a little bit, I think I know I'm going to at least try for the first time. So I think I'm going to basically, it's going to leave here. You crap. Anyways, let's see if I can take this and drill it right to here on this. I think if I have it there, it has it high enough to clear this, and it's relatively in the same spot. The steering wheel might have a little bit less adjustability, but I think that'll be good. So that's what I'm going to try. Under the title of All Plans Change at First Contact, well, tried drilling that. It's hardened. I should have known better, but it's impossible to drill, at least not this way. So basically I went ahead and drilled these 2 holes. I'll flip the tractor over, do the other half, grind this off, grind the welds off, then pull that off and either use a carbide bit or figure out how to weld a nut on, and then that's how it'll work. So stay tuned. All right, so I drilled the holes, broke the welds, dropped off the plate. So now I welded a bolt. Who knows how long it'll last, but welded a bolt, and then I have a tie rod that, instead of the older ones have it built in, this one is nice because it's just a ball. So I welded the bolt to the end of the the steering gear here. The bolt went out and then tightened in, so it does turn. So it does turn. It actually goes a little farther than mid, which is kind of weird, but so then it turns right, turns all the way to the right. Now, moment of truth is to put the bracket back on, or the brace, cross brace, and see what we get there. So let me get that on. Just gotta get a couple bolts to be able to hang it. All right, moment of truth. So we'll go left first. So handled left, and no issues there. Booyah! It worked. With plenty of clearance. Now, don't know how strong it's gonna hold, but it worked. Success, at least for the time being. If it breaks, at least I know what will work. So this is a good start. I have a feeling it's not going to last, but what I'll do is eventually, I have another one. I have another one of these steering drives, specifically because I knew I was going to be fooling around with this. So worst comes to worst, I'll bring this one to a buddy of mine, have him drill a hole and have a bolt go right through, and it'll be perfect then. There'll be no issues. So if my weld is a temporary fix for now. So at least I know that I have a suitable fix for the time being that will work. So pretty stoked. So I just gotta flip it to the side and tighten it up, and so we're good. We got steering, we got the engine running. So now I just gotta go back and weld this up, which is nasty, and then start putting the loader back on. One final word that I noticed, the solution that I have, because I went on the arc and I didn't go on the rod that sticks out from the arc, the movement that the steering wheel, that arc does, in the sense of how far it pushes the wheel forward, or pushes the throttle linkage forward, or pulls it reverse, is much less. So my radius on this, I noticed when I was wheeling it back, I don't have the sharp turns anymore. It basically just, you know, it's a subtle turn left and subtle turn right. It's turning equally distant, equal angle on both sides, but it's definitely less from the original. I think that's why they have that that arm that sticks out on that piece that was originally attached to. But hey, we'll try to improve that later on. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed.